Bethlehem of Judea, during the reign of Herod, astrologers from the east arrived in Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the newborn ruler of the Jews? We observed his star and its rising and have come to pay homage." At this news, Herod became greatly disturbed, as did all of Jerusalem. Summoning all of the chief priests and religious scholars of the people, he asked them where the Messiah was born. "In Bethlehem of Judea," they informed him. "Here is what the prophet has written. And you, Bethlehem, land of Judah, are by no means least among the leaders of Judah, since from you will come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel."
Herod called the astrologers aside and found out from them the exact time of the star's appearance. Then he sent them to Bethlehem after having instructed them, "Go and get detailed information about the child. When you have found him, report back to me, so that I may go and offer homage too." After their audience with the ruler, they set out. The star which they had observed at the rising went ahead of them until it came to a standstill over the place where the child lay. They were overjoyed at seeing the star, and upon entering the house found the child with Mary, his mother. They prostrated themselves and paid homage. Then they opened their coffers and presented the child with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They were warned in a dream not to return to Herod, so they went back to their own country by another route.
When we hear all of the Christmas stories together, it's kind of hard not to notice how contradictory they are to one another, how they've all been jumbled together and confused. We even had a hymn where the shepherds are following the star, not the three wise ones. But the point is that much of religion is mythic, right? They're sacred poems. They're not really talking scientifically. They're not talking historically. They're trying to take us deeper into our experience as human beings in the cosmos. That is their purpose. And if they do not do that, we've been robbed. And I think it's just kind of a fact that traditional religion doesn't do that. Traditional religion makes it an institutional thing. It says, believe this. It doesn't matter if it makes sense to you. It doesn't matter if it pulls your life together. It doesn't matter if you're a cruel person. Just believe, do, obey. These symbols come from a much deeper place. And I think when you see the Gospel of John begin, in the beginning was the Word, that means in the beginning was a pattern. There's some kind of a pattern in the universe of which we are an expression. The stories of John are then mythic parables about the patterns of life. They're told as though there were real people doing these kinds of things. But it just doesn't make sense. I mean, we're looking tonight at the following the star. Have you ever tried to follow a star? For example, the pole star looks like it's immediately overhead, but supposedly it's right over the North Pole. I think the fact that these people went to the wrong place should be indication enough that that was not the point. In fact, they went to the worst person they could possibly go to. They went to Herod. And this is what happens when you depoliticize religion. When you live in a state, as most of us here do, where the leaders are predatory, going after immigrants, going after transgender families, going after anybody who doesn't fit their narrow worldview. That's Herod's Christmas, right? We need to step out of that Christmas and leave the authorities. Stop. I like that you come here, but to not base your life on what some preacher says. But if I'm not stirring your pot, if I'm not helping you feel your own wisdom more deeply, then I'm tricking you. I'm leading you away from the one guidance system that's written into your being. And this is the symbol, I think, of these people following a star. They don't have all of the facts. They're going to go to the wrong place. But it's not going to matter. They're going to learn from the mistakes and do better. I think that when we look at this story symbolically, I think the first thing is trying to tell us that we're children of the universe. Not just Jesus, but you are an expression of the sacred. You're a light shining out of the darkness. Your consciousness, your human awareness is a light that illumines the world. Sometimes we don't feel that way. Sometimes we feel worthless, useless. And to realize that we're this miraculous expression of a cosmic process that's gone on for billions and billions of years should kind of help with our self-confidence a little bit. Right? The royal birth is your birth. Not just Jesus. I mean, Jesus went through a lot of work to come here and talk about himself, right? What greater gift than to help us realize that we are these sacred expressions of the cosmos. I've always liked turning to scientists because with mystics, we tend to project magical stuff on it. I don't think that's what mysticism is, but I think one of the great mystics was Carl Sagan when he did the cosmos. Listen to this. I think this is as beautiful as any mystic. The nitrogen in our DNA, the calcium in our teeth, the iron in our blood, the carbon in our apple pies were made in the interiors of collapsing stars. We are made of star stuff. The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself. Unless I'm seriously mistaken, that's kind of what these astrologers, these wise people trying to follow the star, are. It's a sense of the cosmos. In other birth narratives of a god, for example, Krishna has blue skin, which represents the sky to a lot of people. And there's a story where baby Krishna is accused of eating dirt. And to defend himself, his mom makes him open his mouth, and she looks in there and she sees the Milky Way galaxy. Now see, that's a sacred point. To realize that we are not these little bitty, fragile beings that just pop like a bubble, that we're expressions of a very ancient process. And that we should realize what a gift we are to the world. So the first thing to realize is that we are the children of the cosmos. And the second thing is that the cosmos guides us. In the story, it's angels and this kind of thing. But every molecule in the universe resonates with every other molecule. So there is communication going on all the time, all over the place. Have you ever been in the woods and you felt like something was trying to be revealed to you? The universe speaks to us because we're its children. So to realize that there's guidance there, I think is part of what this story is trying to tell us, that you can feel terribly lost, and you are lost if you're believing a preacher, a priest, right? If somebody else is sitting in your place of discernment and blocking the view, then that is a problem. When anybody says they're following me, I say, well, you're already lost then. But I hope I can stir the pot of your own creativity, your own wisdom, and that is helpful. And then finally, the story makes room for mistakes. And that's really important because we do get lost. We all start off immature, right? That's kind of comes with the turf. You can only learn through your mistakes. If you can't forgive yourself for your mistakes, even your worst mistakes, then it's really hard to get where you're trying to go. So to realize that when these people go to the wrong place, and they're the type of Christians that believe you don't have to be political. Well, you are political. Well, how you treat other people is political. So this little child that's shivering out in the cold is your business, right? And you're going to have to choose between the experts in Jerusalem and this sloppy mystery that's happening in Bethlehem. Jesus is not the Jewish Messiah. So whenever we look at Easter, we look at Christmas, take that out of the vocabulary. We don't get to steal somebody else's symbols, right? But the point is the fulfillment of the longing that people have had. And mistakes are not ever the last word. They're never the last word. If we can let go of our small truths and simply choose the truths that make us deeper, that make our world bigger, then we're on our way where we need to go. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say, and thank you every child here who didn't throw something at me for speaking on Christmas Eve. I know you have much more important things on your mind. But what I'm hoping is that you'll leave here realizing that you are a child of the universe. If you believe in God, you can say you're a child of God. If you don't believe in God, that doesn't take anything away from the point. You are an expression. You are a light shining out of the darkness. And then second, to realize that you're not left without instructions. Every egg has a map in it that bird is going to migrate using. Every being in the web of life has a set of instructions. And we are not the orphans of the universe. So to realize that just simply opening, listening, let ourselves follow, make the mistakes and let go of the small ideas, choose the big ideas. And know that what the story is promising is that path will lead us home. So thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas.